Hey, nerds, and welcome to The Gutter. My name is Steve-O. This is episode 15 of the Gutter Nerds podcast. Joining me today, DJ Pikachuck.
I'm sorry, what?
We also have an audio component. The people listening on audio want to make sure you're here.
He's trying to use that telekinesis again.
Where am I?
JB, Jibbles, Dr. J.
Dr.
Mister.
J?
It's Mr. Dr. Jables.
Mr. Dr. Jables. Excuse me. And Calvin Cameron Corporate Cal over on my left. And today we're going to be talking about unfinished games. We're going to talk about betas, releases.
I'll be right back. I have unfinished games.
You're always a beta next to me, Steve.
That's the next Michael Bay movie.
That's funny.
Unfinished games.
So,
ending with some Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters, live at the Bass Hall this summer. Tickets on sale Friday.
Am I Captain Geach?
Back to the show.
Damn. I like that one. But I also find there to be a bit of a bias going on here. When are we going to hear some Chuck and...
When are we going to get some others? When other guys make wacky photos.
Shit, that just...
If I can find more wacky
that goes
photos
down
of
to
them,
me.
then we're...
Because the Andy
How long were you sitting there and
Warhol...
you're like, Captain Geach, that's what I'm calling him.
It was... Sarah and I were watching That Thing You Do the other day, and the band that the Wonders pretend to be in the movie when they go to L.A. is called Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
You mean the Oneaters?
Yes, the Oneaters, yeah.
Thank you.
That's on Netters. But what you been playing?
Go ahead. Go.
I am now a...
Go!
I am going to listen to him.
Goldberg's people are outside right now. You got 5 minutes. Go.
I am the very proud registered CEO of Just Gravy Enterprises in GTA Online. So that's what I've been playing.
JGI, Just Gravy Enterprises.
Enter.
Oh, it's a joke from the single player campaign. It's like, is it TP Incorporated or TP Enterprises? Because it can't be both.
Anyways, I'm rich enough to own an office, poor enough that I don't have a garage. So
Yeah. So you can be a corporation, but you can't do anything.
I can do very little other than
We are the pirates.
I mean, I have some VIP jobs that I'm taking on to make some bank, and then I'm going to start. You know, if people ask me what my business is, I say we exclusively operate with gravy. It's just gravy with a side
gravy operation.
Side smattering of
babies.
coke and stolen vehicles.
Very nice.
But that's what I've been playing. It's reinvigorated the fun of...
The Gutter Nerds Corporation is import-export.
Yes.
Like most corporations are in GTA 5 Online. But we did some... I got to level 50.
Woo!
So congrats to me. Yeah. I'm excited about that. I've seen people that are level 200 or something.
I've seen a 500 dude.
What is the level?
Man.
What is the level where you're like, man, 50, I'm doing awesome. 100, doing awesome. And then you see a guy who's like 150, and you're like, well, that guy's a fucking nerd. Like, where's the limit
cutoff?
of...
Where's the nerd cutoff?
Yeah.
I think the nerd cutoff is probably about 300. I've seen a few of those.
I would get up to 150. It'd be like, cool.
That planet logo behind your level changes color. It will be blue until you hit 100, and then it's brown. And then I think at 200 it turns silver, and then at 300 and beyond it's gold. I might be getting that wrong, but yes.
If I get to 100, I'll be happy. If I get to 100, I'd be happy.
I am happy to play a game where I don't have to go into passive mode just so I can check my goddamn phone.
I was going to say just go home. But you
I
can't
just
always
check my phone
just
quickly.
go home.
I know how to go through my phone real quick. But also, that's just the fun of the game, is being like...
You know, this is going to sound the absolute dumbest thing ever, but one of the most fun things I've done is call Merriweather, have him send me a helicopter pickup, and then point him someplace, like I'll tell him to go home, or I'll tell him to go to downtown Los Santos, and on the way, I'm sitting there outside the helicopter, bust out Snapmatic, and just start taking pictures.
There was this one time I saw a guy strategically go passive. This guy was in a car just ramming him and causing trouble, so the guy drives off to a pier, parks, and sees the guy just driving down, like this guy has it in him, I'm just going to ram him. He just waits for it, passive, right through him, and just the guy chunks himself off.
The last time I did that, I got chased by a dude. I don't know why. He just felt like chasing me. So when I turned a corner, he came back around just in time to watch me go passive, and then I got out of my car, and then I went to go get a new
go
beard.
passive and give the bird.
This guy actually did it to me because while I was in the haircut place getting a new beard, he blew up the car I stole.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
If you hit the sticks, you do your quick action, and your quick action is give the finger, unless you assign your quick action to be something else.
Well, if you're driving, you guys don't see this because you're never in first person.
Yeah.
But if you're driving and you're unarmed, and then you go to get a gun, this is your gun. You flip people off from the car.
Oh, right, yeah. We were playing the other day, and we'll have a cool video soon of someone chasing us that we'll have post up.
Oh, it was
soon.
so cool.
It was good, but later that session, I was about to sign off, and we were just hanging out, and Sam was hanging out in the apartment and whatever. And I noticed before I left that Will, our old podcast mate Will, was in our session, and I was like, oh, I'll just put a bounty on his head, $2,000, something light, but he got killed pretty quick.
Oh, wow.
I got up and left, and when I came back, I saw that someone had buzzed my apartment. And I was like, oh shit, I think Will's trying to find me. I better log out.
Dude, you would be surprised how little incentive your average GTA Online player needs to kill another
Yeah, it probably was
person.
going to happen no matter what.
Hey, I've got a bounty on Krothos here. What do you give me? A stick of gum and five gumdrops?
Just give me
Fucking sold!
Off we go. What have you been playing, Cal?
I've been playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah?
It is a awesome game. About 100 people to play it. It's just very stealth survival.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about it in a little bit.
Yes.
But how would you fare you've been doing?
I would say I've been doing okay. We do have...
What are you guys laughing at?
Game guy. He has a new desktop background.
What is that?
I don't know. It's just creepy, though.
Oh.
It looks like Johnny Depp.
Oh. Game guy sent us a picture. Sorry.
I do apologize. I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, how
Calvin's
do you
very
think you're
boring
doing?
story.
I've probably played maybe 50 matches, but we only have two full victories, 2 winner chicken dinners.
Wow.
And that's as team, not solo though.
Sure.
But it's still it's awesome.
It's like chicken winners dinners.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you see that douche? Speaking of chicken, did you see that douchebag got his fucking free Wendy's nuggets?
What? That's awesome. Good.
That guy's an asshole.
Why?
What do you do?
Because the rest of his Twitter is awful.
What do you do?
I don't care about the rest of his Twitter. I just think that makes Wendy's super cool.
He's a jerk. Wendy's is awesome.
Wendy's is awesome, and a lot of money got given to the Dave Thomas Foundation. So I don't like this guy could be like a Hitler worshiper, and the fact that something good came out of his Twitter is great. And get him the goddamn
I disagree.
I have no idea what was said and what did
He tweeted Wendy's and asked, how many retweets would I need to get free nuggets for life? And they said 3 or 8 million.
Was it?
They
I thought it was free nuggets for a year.
Maybe for a year. A year of free nuggets. They said like 8 million or something. And he didn't get to 8 million, but he beat the Oscar selfie that was retweeted 3 million times or whatever by Ellen. And so they're like, good enough. And so they gave him a year of nuggets.
That's awesome.
There's
nothing.
He doesn't
there's
deserve
nothing
it. Why?
Bad. Why?
Because he's an asshole.
He asked a random question.
What are
They
things
gave
he
an
said?
answer, and he made an effort, and he got rewarded for his effort.
No. I could make an effort by going, hey, Whataburger, how many retweets would it take for you to add the root beer shake permanently to your menu?
And
they would say 5 million, at which point it would be the effort of 5 million people retweeting.
Yeah, but it's just clicking a button. Why is everybody so upset
if they
about
haven't
it?
yet, Whataburger's
So that just means
username
it's
needs to
zero
be
effort
Twitter
anyways.
Burger.
Twitter Burger. I do want to give a quick shout out to Whataburger.
Burger Shot.
Whataburger and Domino's, they're the only places I can think of that in their advertising, like even on their TV commercials, they represent their food as it looks in the fucking store.
Yes,
it's not spritzed up, it's not porned up or backlit or any of that shit. It's like, you unwrap it and this is what it fucking looks like. And Domino's is like, here's a goddamn pizza you're gonna get.
No, Whataburger, and that's the thing. The cool thing about them, we are way off topic today, but the cool thing about them is that they actually make, like, their burgers and stuff look good on the commercials. Yeah. Because they make good quality
and they make
shit.
good shit. Yeah, that's true.
I've had back in my many McDonald's days, I had a chick come in after going through drive-thru and like football spike her cheeseburger on the counter and go, "Why does it not look like in the picture?"
Yeah.
That is, well, that's why you don't eat.
Yeah, no,
Because that's plastic.
there's protections against that. Like they can't be sued for that anymore. I forget what
There's some sort of it could be said that it is false advertising, but I get you. But Game Guy says they also give the charity $100,000 or something. So
which is why it's
for
all...
sure. So yes, the charity thing to me is a net positive.
So if one douchebag gets his free nuggets and his day in the sunshine, good for him, because
that means he's like the rest of us, the little person winning. The little person.
No,
the little person winning.
So this is the opposite of that, though. The flip side of that is like with the.
Wouldn't it be the flop side of that?
The flop side of that is when they were doing the Alzheimer's or the ALS, the Ice Bucket Challenge. Yeah. I don't know what the data was, but one of my friends was like, "Oh, that's shitty because Home Depot's making a lot of money off of it." And I was like, "I don't care if Home Depot makes a lot of money off it because it's actually also sending money to ALS organizations." Like,
how much?
I don't care about the site. Anything more than before is positive.
Right. So
any money that goes to ALS before yesterday is good.
So any nugget that he didn't have before and he has now is good, right?
For him.
Right.
For him, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing for
him. Game Guy, I do want nuggets. I'm not going to lie.
But you're a good guy.
And he's a game guy.
If I were still working at McDonald's, I would make absolutely certain that you got chicken nuggets every time I was in drive-thru.
Chuck did a good job of giving us free food.
When I worked speaking of like your story about robbing like a... I can't give it. When I worked at...
robbing a Walmart?
When I worked at a Subway, man, I gave away so much They're
shit.
Like, you get one free footlong a day.
Ice
cream. It's for you or for someone else. And I was like, footlong to all my friends.
You get a sandwich.
Like Guillermo showed up one time. Guillermo showed up one time, and because he bought more than one sandwich, I was like, okay, I have to charge him. You look 70, and I gave him a 30% discount. Like, when I closed, I would take like 3 sodas from the fridge and drink them on the way home. Like, I was awful.
I have also literally been fired for that shit.
Yep.
I've been straight up fired for that. But
I got fired.
You did? For that?
No, because I left tuna in a bowl overnight once.
Oh, they were looking for a reason.
They were searching.
Like, that's not a real reason.
I mean, leaving tuna in a bowl for 5 minutes is grounds for me to fire you.
Well, here's what happened. Like, the lady who was supposed to help me close left without helping me close. So me closing on time and in quality was not going to happen.
Yeah,
so it was either quality and overtime or
you leave the tuna out.
And so I rushed because we had a new manager who was all about time. And so I showed up the next day and they're like, "Hey, just letting you know, after this shift, you're fired." I go, "Why?"
Stacy D. Pro says he was giving out footlongs like Ron Jeremy.
Oh!
Welcome, Stacy, and top fucking notch joke.
That is how you introduce yourself.
So we are going to now. Let me start by asking you guys onto the main topic of the day, the topic du jour, the succulent pig roasting on the spit of life.
Keep going. No, that was good. That was good. Bravo.
Okay, well, here's a question, and you guys think about it because we have some social media interaction as well. Did you point it because there's a follower?
No, I was trying to point at the camera, and it was looking at you three.
Oh, yeah, I was talking.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
The camera's on the person that talks. Can't be on you 100% of the time. Unlike Jonathan, the camera's on 100% of the time.
My wife's second mother is watching, so I'm going to be polite.
Oh, you need to straighten up.
Cheerio, good things. Hi.
Okay, fantastic.
Are we going to have to keep our swearing to a minimum now? Because that's officially going to shut this podcast off.
Freak, no!
You guys can do whatever the HE double hockey sticks you want.
No, I'm kidding. But I've told people, I'm like, if you watch this,
you're in for a fucking treat.
I'm married. I'm in that family.
Nothing you can do now? Okay, so here's the question. What's a beta that you've played, and think about this, that made you buy the game after you played the beta? And we have some responses from social media. On Twitter, Caleb says, Doom, Warcraft. He said Myth, but I think he means Mist.
No,
Diablo.
There's a game called Myth.
There's a game called Myth?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it was Myth. And Descent. He bought all of those after playing their demos on shareware. So,
oh, yeah.
Here's
Caleb
the
had
game.
a bunch.
Here's the game that I bought. Destiny.
But you played the beta first.
I played
The
the beta.
$60 beta?
Destiny.
Yeah,
And then I
The
bought.
No, the actual beta, the free beta.
I played the free
You
beta.
played the free beta and then
bought
paid
the
the
game,
$60
and
beta.
then never touched it again.
What they should have done is they should have given. I just thought about this earlier. They should have given the Taken King DLC, just the Taken King, not the other ones.
Right.
They should have given the
Yes,
Taken
they
King
should have.
DLC to the day one adopters
Yep.
for free.
Yep.
That would have fixed every ounce of hate that I had for Bungie that year. Even though I love the shit out of that game.
says hi and Battlefield.
Real CD2, Battlefield,
Battlefield 1 was
and
good,
that
yeah.
goes with Game Guy, who is in the chat but also said on Twitter, Battlefield comes to mind, and that brings up another problem, but that brings another problem to the table, a complete gameplay change from beta to release, and he also mentions Nioh, that he played the beta for Nioh, wanted to buy it, by Team Ninja, it's sort of a Dark Souls-ish, Ninja Gaiden-ish kind of game for PS4.
Never heard of it.
It had co-op in it for every mission.
Cool game.
And then so he wanted to buy it, and then they limited the co-op. Like in Dark Souls, you can do it in bursts, because if you play the whole game with a friend, then it's easy and you can't be.
No, Team Ninja never does anything that's easy. Except for Ninja Gaiden 2.
Game Guy says, we've already seen your butt crack. Chuck, you don't need more screen time.
Dang.
But, and then also on betas from Facebook, Sonia says, my beta wasn't much of a talker. He was pretty content to zip around his tank and ignore me.
You talk about a fish.
Thank you, Sonia. We appreciate that. So what is a beta? You said Destiny. You played the beta, you bought the game. And how'd you feel about
Well,
that?
here's the problem. I played the beta with you guys, and I was like, oh man, I'm having fun with friends, and yay! And then, it's kind of a different new experience. And then, like, I bought the game. You guys had already invested yourselves heavily in it because I had not bought the game.
Yo.
And then, also, the game sucks. But, like, through a garden hose. And I just hated that I purchased. I hated that I spent money on that game so much.
Stacy says, Halo 3, of course, that was the only reason you'd buy Crackdown.
That's a fucking lie.
Crackdown was the shit.
That was a lie.
And when they release Crackdown 3, I'm gonna shit. Like, that's my next most look forward to game is Crackdown 3.
This is gonna be you and me again, man.
Now, another beta that sold me, the new Ghost Wildlands.
Yeah.
And it is, and the best part is that beta was just, it gave you exactly what they're offering in the game.
You got...
I got a good beta for that one, too, as you continue. But go ahead, Steve.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
League of Legends. League of Legends was in beta forever.
Yeah.
It wasn't an early access game. It was just a long open
It was like
beta.
it was a long beta. I'm talking like 8 years.
Yeah, they didn't
go full game.
They made absolutely certain that the game was as marketable as possible before they officially said version 1.
Yeah, Game Guy, if you get Wildlands, I will play that with
tons of my money before.
Mind you can't be on a much easier difficulty than me, because if you just mop the...
We're gonna have some sort of agreement to be on the same difficulty level, because like we were like
Calvin,
Game Guy just
you're not
through.
apparently being able to be heard very well, so...
Well, I will move this.
Your low-cut tank is kind of...
If you put it center stage, you should be okay.
Center stage.
Can you reach up and tweak numero uno up a little, just above half? Yeah, you're okay.
My bald
spot. It's fine.
Listen to the tone and tell me when it's okay.
But seriously, so...
Numero uno. Speak.
Hello, yes.
Okay,
yes.
We should be good. Is it just past halfway?
Just a tiny fraction.
So the Destiny beta sold me on a game that I hate. The Wildlands beta sold me on a game that I love. So in the sense of a beta convincing me to purchase a game, I have no problem with it.
Nobody has a problem with the beta system existing, right?
Yes. No, absolutely not.
That's a great thing, right?
Yeah.
I loved, like, as you said, I loved that when you bought all the old Final Fantasy games, especially for your PlayStation, that it came with a demo disc.
Yes.
So essentially, on your demo discs, you could get to play this game. That's how I originally
did a lot of
played
demo
for
discs.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah,
I had a beta for Final Fantasy VIII. I had a beta for like Final Fantasy IX.
The demo.
The demo.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought the game, of course, but I mean, I just thought it was really cool that you got those demo discs with the betas of the game.
Demos were the only reason I ever heard about Artemis. And Artemis
the
is fucking
PC game.
amazing.
It's like a bridge, like Star Trek bridge basically, where each person has a role and their monitor, their screen, has
computer.
only their information
Yep.
on it. So if you're like tech
cool.
officer
So it's like
or
that,
navigator,
it's like that bomb defusal game, and that you have to work with other people, and
Yes.
you have to
work as a team.
You have to relay info.
oh my god, you guys
And
got
I
so mad
swear
at
to
Bomb
God,
Corps.
if you screen look, if we ever play Artemis, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking dick.
I almost cried on the way home because Chuck yelled at me. I was like, it was the heat of the moment. Chuck.
defeats the purpose.
It was the heat of the moment.
You guys were so amped up. It was the heat of the moment.
TOS violation. Yo, they're doing TOS violations for shit like that on Facebook now.
They can fuck themselves.
Terms of service?
Yeah.
Terms of service. Yeah.
So, like
let's,
You can't actually sing. You can sing yourself. It actually says in the Twitch terms of service that you can sing and cover whatever you want.
Sure.
So someone has to explain to me real quick, if you don't mind. What's the difference in the genuine sense between alpha and beta in terms of release of product? And
generally, the public does not see an alpha. Alpha stays in-house.
Yeah, alphas are still riddled with bugs.
I don't know that what we'd have to ask someone like our dev friend that came to us
Morgan.
from 2K Games. We have to ask Morgan. But
We
I
miss
think,
you, Morgan.
as far as I know, alpha and beta are subjective. The alpha is the first complete build that may or may not have a million things wrong with it, and the beta is the second complete build that is almost public ready.
And you know why I ask? Because of
Sure.
Arc. They released the alpha as a purchasable, like, essentially a game.
Right, and we'll get to early release. In
Like,
a minute.
I want to talk about Arc so much.
What my understanding of the alpha beta system has been is you will see pre-alpha get handed off to like EGM and Game Informer and stuff like that.
Right.
So they have a little bit of information, kind of tease you to talk about the game, and then
promote the game a little bit.
they can continue to promote the game as the alpha begins to develop.
Yeah.
And then when they think that they have something that is clearly still a WIP, but they want to release it to the public and see what they think about it, because releasing a beta, even if it's closed, doesn't just give people a chance to critique the technical stuff too. It also says like the artwork is really stupid or the gameplay is just bland as shit. You need to it helps you focus on the style as well.
I played the beta for Gwent, the card game for Witcher 3.
I have to.
I'm glad that I did because I loved Gwent in The Witcher 3, and I do not like Gwent standalone.
No.
I did not have fun. I did not like it. They changed a bunch of, and maybe it was just because this is different, but it could have been simply.
It doesn't have to be
Change
different.
scares me.
I mean, Gwent is basically Witcher 3 Hearthstone, is what it felt like to me.
Well, in the game, we don't have to go all up into it, but
An entirely
I also
different
wrote
game
down
of
Battlefront, but
Are
I
you
probably
paying
would have.
attention to what Game Guy's talking about with Arma?
Yeah, I'm going to get to the chat here in a minute because there's a lot there. I was going to buy Battlefront anyway, so I don't really count. But Titanfall, the first one.
Garbage.
I played the.
Bless you.
I was curious about the game, played the beta, and then was sold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, awesome, ready to go. The game was not garbage. Moving along. Game Guy says,
bless you?
Arma 3 was first available in September 2013, and it's only recently released. While it was still in alpha, they were releasing DLC for money, $12 a piece. Another DLC for $35. The game alone is $40. So he said the game is fun with friends, but no person in this universe can get more than 35 FPS because of how bad the engine is or the lack of optimization. But
Which is weird because Arma 2 is what spawned DayZ, and look at how well that's doing.
DayZ?
Yep.
It's still doing
Daisy,
Oh, yeah, they're still-
Daisy, give me your answer.
Sheila, shush.
And hopefully you guys on Twitch can still see and hear us and everything. Some people are reporting problems. If there is, just sorry. You can also watch it on YouTube when we're, done. On
That
Wednesday.
you can.
So how do you feel? Oh, his nipple. Calvin Mustin.
No wonder why nobody can
third
hear
nipple.
you. You let your microphone fall all the way behind your shirt.
Let me ask you guys now about early access games. Do you like the fact that you can pay essentially half price for a game that is a constant work in progress?
Yes.
You like that as a concept?
As a general policy, no. But I have always been pleasantly surprised by a few things. So I want the concept to continue to exist, and I will only cater to it occasionally. Again, I refer to Ark. One of the most amazingly fun games I have ever played.
Mm-hmm. And it's still early access. It has been early access for a long time. A couple of years at least.
And to me, what all that says is, hey, go ahead and give us the money now in advance, because we need the money to keep funding this build.
But at this...
And by virtue of saying it's still an early release, still an alpha, it's essentially the developers' promise to continue adding more. But I buy that with the full knowledge that, hey, this is possibly all I'm getting. And if I get continued more for free, essentially, via updates...
That was going to be my counter to you.
Then I'm okay with it. Then that just makes it better.
You're spending money on a game that is half built, and the company could go bankrupt.
Yep.
You could stop doing
So you pay half price for... I mean, half is an estimation.
Right.
But let's say you pay half price for half a game. The rest of the game may never come.
Right.
And when they release the game, do you get access to the full game with early access?
You should.
Or do you have to buy the game for $60?
I'm fairly sure
I've never seen a fucking early access game go full access. I know that it has. I know that it's happened before. But
again, as a policy, I don't think this is good business. I like it more for the independent developers, like the guys who are, hey, we're working on just this one game. Mm-hmm. Like, we are a group of guys in a garage who just really like the concept of this game and want to build it. We could really use your help funding it, but rather than do a GoFundMe, we'll release the alpha, and if you want to pay for it now, like, that seems more genuine, and I'm more willing to buy into it. As a policy, though, like, I don't want to see this being a thing for, like, any other big companies that are like, oh, yeah, go ahead and pay us the money now, and then we'll cross our fingers and hope that the game actually gets developed. That is not a good business practice.
Well, how about I tell you the story of Digital Extremes?
I'm all ears.
Digital Extremes are the people that developed Warframe. Warframe has been around for years and years and years. They just recently celebrated their third official anniversary, when in fact the game has been around longer than that. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember seeing streams of an open beta for it back when it was really bad. I mean, really bad, buggy as shit. People
when the PS4 was
buggy as shit.
This was.
I love that.
They haven't really called it an official release yet, because people have still been playing the original Warframe. It's just they've patched it so much.
Is Elite Dangerous a game that's technically early access, or is that game a full game now? Do you know?
I think that is a full game.
I don't know.
You've never heard of Elite Dangerous?
Elite Dangerous.
Sounds like one of those hunting games.
It does sound like
in
one
space.
Of those games. It's imagine No Man's Sky, but good.
Imagine No Man's Sky, but a lot more action.
And there's an exact opposite. No Man's Sky was a full release game that was just
That felt like half a game.
that felt like half a game.
Like Destiny.
You have a specific early access game that you want to perform sexual acts with.
Yes. Currently, I've been actually playing. Me and Steven actually played a game together. If you can imagine that.
We did. We played a game.
And both of you are still alive?
I lost some respect for him because he played with me. And then I lost a little more respect for him as he talked. But then I gained respect because he saved my ass.
It's true.
So
saved my ass out of the fire in that game.
Great gamer, horrible human being.
Who knew? Who knew? I will say, Calvin is knows his shit around PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yes,
which heretofore was called Battlegrounds for now.
Yeah. So this game is just.
Tell us about the game. Like, how's it work?
So essentially, you jump out of an airplane, literally naked. Just in your boxers, maybe utility belt.
He chose to do it in boxers. I dove in.
I go naked every time, okay? Because you find clothes as you go.
He came around the corner in a trench coat, like a World War II helmet, a giant backpack, and nothing else.
Is this another one of those games where dong physics has to exist?
He had boxers on.
Please let there be dong physics. Please let there be dong physics while I'm skydiving naked.
But essentially, this map is enormous. Like, you have an enormous map to walk around and find other players. You have 100 people on the map itself, and the whole quest is to be the last one standing. By finding weapons, by hiding, by all sorts of anything. And the physics in this game are actually Very, very good for shooting physics as well as the sound. When you're shooting a gun, if you're on the right side of you, left side of you, you have a compass, you'll know where it's coming from, and you have to kind of hunt it down.
The sound design is fantastic. Yeah,
it's one of the best graphic games.
And this is an early release game?
Yes, it's an early access game, and it has made truckloads of money.
30 million copies were sold, and over $60 million has been grossed already. And
I killed one guy in the entire. I've played a dozen matches this game, and I've made it to the top 50. I've made it to the top 30, top 25, I think, a couple times. But I killed one person, and it's a damn rush too. The first time I came across like a guy, I got the drop on him. I had a pistol. I'm sort of shitty at the game. And I was like, goo, 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 goo. And it just like Pulp Fiction, just like all around him.
Okay,
and he just looked at me and wasted me. But right before I joined Calvin, I had an Uzi that I hadn't put on fully automatic. And so a dude comes in and I just went, click, and I held it down and just went, tish, single shot. And, what do I do? And then I just like riddled it. It was perfect. But getting a kill in that game is a big deal, which sort of contrasts, with other games if you're playing Battlefield or Titanfall, like you're always shooting at someone.
Right, or the Call of Duty games where you have unlimited lives and it's fast-paced and your life has no value because you can just throw yourself in.
And I love that feeling of consequence.
And I love the fact that in this game there's more consequence than just killing. Because
now,
go ahead.
My quick question is, how long does a match last?
Maybe 20 minutes, 25.
It depends on how good
you are. If you die, you're out.
If you die, you're out. You can move on to another match.
Okay, good. That's one. Especially like in that
God.
Say exit to lobby
job that we did where we had to watch the guy ass around.
We didn't have to, but
if we wanted to make money.
If we wanted to make money from it, we had to sit and watch him. But yeah, and a couple of good points from in the chat. Game Guy mentioned Paladins. He said that's early access, and you said ROFL. Why are you rolling on the floor laughing? Is it because
and don't lie to him.
Is it because your lead player in Paladins is trash to you?
No, zombie game with no zombies.
You were to the.
There's no space on the floor
patching out zombies.
Then it's his fault for waffling. What? He should have just lolled.
And we Orcs Must Die Unchained did finally see full release.
Hey!
And it was in beta or open beta or something for a long time.
Go see our interview with them.
Yes, we talked to the devs from Robot Entertainment. You can see that in our playlist on our YouTube channel in the AC archive. It's one of the later ones. It's one of the more recent ones from last year. Let's see. Stacy had a fantastic point. Aren't Kickstarter games having some of the same issues? Mighty Number 9 coming to mind. And the thing about Kickstarter in general is that a lot of people that are doing Kickstarters don't have a lot of business history or sense, really. And I don't really mean to disparage them, but a lot of people on Kickstarter don't underestimate how much money they need. So even when they get funded, they're like, oh, we actually need way fucking more money than this. Sorry, we got to shut it down.
They blow through it, yeah.
Or they take it and run. And there's, nothing you can do but trust that won't happen. But with a lot of games specifically have just, we got the money, we started development, we were off about this. I'm hoping Shenmue 3 doesn't do that because I have backed Shenmue 3. Come to me, Shenmue 3.
I'm still waiting on a game from like 3 years ago.
Which one?
The one from the designer of Castlevania.
Yeah. I was just thinking that.
I remember.
As soon as you were talking about the one from 3 years ago.
Blood?
Yeah, Bloodstained.
Bloodstained?
Something like that.
Blood tracks?
Blood something.
Blood
underwear?
The bloodening. Blood, the bloodening, yes. You've been blooded to death.
Somebody needs to make that game. Blood.
Blood, the bloodening.
The only green that I saw, Shark, was neon green for our thing. And
we're going
to be green. But, let's see. I think that was it. So, you have had a lot of fun with Ark in early access.
I could talk. I could do an entire you and me session about Ark and how much I love it.
You've had a lot of fun with.
You have to get Sam in on that.
Yeah,
Sam for the here's why Ark sucks.
Absolutely.
Sam hates Ark now. Well, no.
Does Sam hate Ark because all of his shit just...
Ark treated him like shit.
Yeah,
it did.
I don't know if I was ever a big fan of Ark. Y'all were like into it, and I'm like,
You tried a couple times. We didn't really get a chance to play with you, but
yeah.
So here's the rundown of what I loved about it. It combined the ingredients building of Minecraft, which I enjoyed. It combined obviously dinosaurs, which I'm a freaking huge fan of.
Yes.
The team building, base building, and open world. So it was like you could build anywhere in any form or fashion, and it adhered to the world as best as it could. It was a little...
You're probably going to hate me for saying this, but I'm officially done with dinosaurs.
That's okay. You're not me. So,
you things with dinosaurs in them now put you off.
Burnt out.
I feel that way about pirates. It could be a fantastic game, and if there's pirates in it, I'm really fucking sick of this.
See, I can tell you precisely what did it for me in dinosaurs. It's the T-Rex suit. I'm sick of seeing that thing.
I don't know.
I love that thing.
I hate it to
Those
death.
things are awesome.
It's just,
Sarah sent me it was a wife reveal where they I guess they reveal to him who his wife is going to be.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's where he sees his wife like in the wedding dress for the first time, but she was wearing a T-Rex costume over it. So when he turned around, And my favorite part is when they waddle forward, the head waves back and forth. It's so cool.
So the game just appealed to me in that the cooperative team building, us versus nature versus other players, was great. Now the problem with other players is that, and the problem with these kind of games is that someone super overpowered can go out of their way to just troll you. And it's fun for them. It is. It's fun to do.
And in GTA, I noticed that that's something that, like, good players certainly can troll you. And the fact that they spawn you so close to where you died, I think is...
Kind of broken.
It's a double-edged sword. It's cool because you're not like, oh, I'm here doing a thing and now I'm way over there. But at the same time, it's
in GTA, like, you don't lose... You can't literally be bombed to the very beginning of the game. Like, your apartment is forever a safe spot. So
and no matter how much money someone has, though, if you're a good enough shot, like if you have a carbine or a sniper rifle, you could take them.
So I loved the whole aspect
what
of this
were you
game.
going to say?
I was going to intervene with starting spots in games like your spawn point. That's the one thing I do like about the game that we're playing now, Battlegrounds, is that any spot on the map is unsafe.
And there's no spawn location. When you start the match,
you are in a point.
But you can go anywhere. You can basically, for the most part, when you enter the game, you look at the map. Anywhere you see on that map, you can start there.
Mm-hmm. And anything in the houses you can find as a weapon, like a crowbar or a machete. So you can't necessarily always have an overpowered weapon if you get trapped.
But anyways,
want to jump to chat? Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to finish it. So the entire basis for Ark sold me, and so and as it was, like the released game as it was already was fun, so I was ready to buy that.
Right.
And then they just keep adding more fun stuff.
There's
because
a lot
it's
of shit
alpha,
in there now.
And so I'm all for it. Like, to me, that's just, I've already committed to buying the game, and anything to add extra is just more icing on this cake. So that's an exclusive time where buying and paying a early access was 100% worth it.
Does the very large amount of stuff that has been added over the years also include different character models?
You have a lot of control over your character model.
Because I'm sick to death of my dude looking like a super muscle-bound caveman.
That's sort of... There's not
like that would
much.
be
Yeah, you're gonna be that.
If you don't like that, there's nothing for you.
Now,
there was see, Stacy says that Uwe Boll's already directing Blood Rain 4 Blood Bloodening, which I don't know if that's a joke or not, but I live in a world where that exists as a real possibility.
Yeah. like the fact that I have to go, maybe, is startling in and of itself.
And Game Guy and I got to play Payday 2 the other day, which will scratch our heist itch if you guys want to get in on that after we're done with GTA Online. It's fun. But the reason he brings it up is on the dinosaur topic. He had a Triceratops mask that he was wearing. There's so many masks in that game. He also had a Power Rangers mask. Yeah, it's cool shit. So let me ask you guys, you wanted to bring up betas to pre-order, the link to pre-order from betas, right?
Yeah.
You feel like that betas are made to get you to pre-order it. Which, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, my argument for that betas are the opportunity to test out a game beforehand.
Yeah.
Whereas the only way you could do it beforehand was to pre-order a game, and that's back when you could only access game via cartridge or CD. And now that you have discs, or now that you have download, you don't really need to pre-order a game ever because you're not in a rush to get it. Like you're going to get it when it's released at the same time.
And the deals for pre-ordering are shit.
Yeah,
there's no reason. We could do a whole show on pre-orders.
You could save 5% on this game. Yeah, but what if that 5%? What if I'm still spending $55 on garbage?
Right. Yeah.
So betas, I like that betas are free. Now, when you get early, I like Arc. I could only play that by buying it.
Right.
It was an alpha early access, which in any other circumstance would piss me off because you have to pay money to access something early.
It had a free half-hour demo to it.
I don't remember, but
remember
that was the only.
Yes, and I actually played the demo, and I was like, "This sucks."
Yes,
and shut it off.
Yes,
and then Sam was like, "No, it doesn't suck. Let me teach you the ways of Arc," and he did, and I was like, "Oh, now I get it." And then he was like, "Well, I'm done."
You know what game did that for me? State of Decay.
Well,
I didn't even know it existed, and then I saw it, and it has a half-hour demo. It starts you from the beginning of the game, and you have a half an hour from that point.
Just do whatever.
To just do whatever.
So keep in mind that early access and alphas can change a lot. A game can, and Arc is one that has changed dramatically from early access to now. And Watch Dogs from their E3 reveal, people claim shifted a lot, I guess. But remember that demos are either a chunk of basically the finished game. And even betas now, the open betas, it's practically done.
Yeah.
There's not much shifting from there.
So at this point...
It's to find any micro glitches and to get hype for the game.
It's primarily to get hype at this point because,
they do some stress testing on servers and stuff like that.
But at this point, it's like everybody knows that open betas are really good marketing tools.
But, however, I say that, and this is the last thing I want to touch on before we do our wind down, that games now, because we're constantly connected to the internet, we have a system of updates now. Now, I like the system of updates, because once a game is released, they can fix things and change things. Yep. And even in the case of, Destiny, which was a game that released in full, it is dramatically different. If you play Destiny day one for a week and beat the game, and you log into Destiny now, different game. Yes, the shooting is still the shooting.
Yep.
But the whole construct of how the game works,
the plot, the story,
the story, is now in segments that make sense, and so on and so forth. But
that's what happened with Warframe.
So how do you feel? Let me ask you this: do you feel that because now we can update games after the fact, does that incentivize developers to release unfinished games? And we'll fix it and patch later. Do you feel like it makes a lazier developer?
I think it is a double-edged sword. Because freeze frame.
Okay.
So on the one edge,
if you guys screen grab that, let me know,
please. If you tell people we'll just releasing an unfinished product and saying, oh yeah, we'll patch it later. We'll fix it in post. That really is just lazy workmanship. On the other hand, saying oh God, I didn't realize that was completely broken, and I thought our beta testers caught that. We'll fix that. Or we understand that what we're giving you right now is an unfinished product, and we're kind of releasing it as a way to just constantly build upon this base that we've given you. And watching it just grow like a tree. I mean, look, like you said about Destiny. Destiny started as a seed. How many times does a seed look exactly like the tree that spawns from it?
Right. How do you feel about updates?
I like them. I like updates after the fact, especially since, League of Legends gets patched every other week. There's new things added, new items.
And competitive games need to be
and that's
constantly tweaked, right?
And for me, I'm totally okay with that because if it's being tweaked and added to and something new concepts, new ideas to reformat the game and make it either balanced.
Sure.
Especially the competitive balance is a great thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And so I like it. I like updates, but I don't want. But I want them to
get to JB real quick.
I want them to be free.
So I completely agree with the both of you. If we're talking about either once a game's released, no updates ever because it needs to have been finalized, or the ability to update games as needed, and it allows the opportunity for companies to release shit shows of games and then kind of sort of patch them later on after the fact. I would rather take the world where that can happen. I would rather live in a world where genuine game developers who care about the quality of the game and want their players to continually have good experiences. League of Legends Warframe. I want them to be able to do that. Even if that means that the occasional shitty company can come out and be like, "Hey, look, here's a deflated beach ball. Go play volleyball." And then, 5 years later, toss me the air pump.
It's a double-edged sword, but that double-edged sword lies in the hands of the gamers, and we need to understand that.
The culture has changed.
Right. We are the almighty eye of Sauron for developers.
And that actually links directly to what Stacy just said. Mass Effect 3 and even Andromeda to a certain extent with the way that they're going to change facial features and stuff. But in Mass Effect 3 added... it was sort of a DLC, sort of a patch, straight up longer ending.
Yep.
And that was as a result of
which I haven't seen yet.
We as gamers, and to an extent as citizens of Earth, have a voice, and when we collectively shout, changes can be made.
And I can appreciate that. And then the other side of me is sort of that,
Mass Effect 3
with the Mass Effect 3 thing, which is I just want the developers to make the game that they wanted to make, free of the process of the noise of the crowd. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
fixing a multiplayer glitch versus a story that everyone complains about, it's two different things to me.
What I would like us to say, or get to as a gaming community eventually, is, there are many different levels of bad, so we should be careful about going up to a developer and saying that something is bad until it is actually bad.
And also, there are not a lot of... Even with people don't do this with film and TV, but we at least have classes for film and TV, where you learn how to digest symbolism and stuff. So even and Calvin and I will still debate, but we at least have a fundamental understanding of the difference between liking and disliking something and something being bad or good.
But see,
there is some subjectivity to that, but then there's not. But in games, there's not really. If someone doesn't like something, to them it's bad. Whether or not it's actually valuable to anyone else.
It is hard
thoughtful.
for a lot of people to disagree with something without attributing it as just being bad.
We would have to start getting to a point where we, as a collective society, not just gamers, but just people in general, we get to that point where we hold video games in that same level as books and movies.
Well, it can even go into politics. I disagree with somebody politically. That means I have to think of them as an asshole.
Right. Or the difference between disagreeing with someone and being against something evil or cruel.
Yeah. People attribute, if they disagree with me, I have to hate everything about it.
Yeah.
And that's a problem prevalent in not just gaming, but
in general. Last question before we do our wind down, then. Would you rather have a game release on time needing patches, or a game to be delayed?
Delay that bitch.
I don't know, man.
Delay the game. Why?
Because I'd rather have the game be a more complete product that I'm satisfied with instead of having to constantly wait and update something.
The argument against that is the Duke Nukem game.
But the argument against that is Spec Ops The Line.
But the argument against that
was supposed to go to a different person.
I'm so sorry.
You dropped the ball.
That was why it was such a difficult question for me to answer, because I'm sitting here if you delay the game, you get something like Duke Nukem Forever where all this hype builds up and everybody's super waiting for it, but it comes out and it's a piece of shit because it didn't catch up to the technology. But at the same time, Spec Ops The Line, that happened to that too. They were making that for the Xbox, and then the Xbox 360 came out. They still didn't have a game. So instead of focusing on the graphical capabilities and the multiplayer and all of that, they instead decided to use what they had and tell an amazing story. So they used the time that they had left to make this game, and we're going to do something good with it, as opposed to fucking 3D Realms and Gearbox, and they were we'll just release what we've got.
Here's my thought. I would rather it just be released for two reasons. One, I just want to fucking play it. I do.
Yeah,
and
I'm impatient in that
If they change it and add to it and shift things later, there's a reason for me to go back and play it again potentially, so I get multiple plays out.
You've got to be careful with that, because
I like a perfect product.
How long?
Yeah. You want to complete. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm just saying,
I get you.
Final Fantasy, all the Final Fantasies always came out done, right?
Except for 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. 14 sucked so bad
They made it again.
They made it again.
They
They
redid it.
completely removed it from the table. They didn't even say, forget we made this. They just straight up said, I'm sorry we made this. And then here's what we were supposed to do.
My argument, I agree with Steven, in that sometimes, eventually, if I've waited long enough, I just want to see a game. I'll give it a play, and if it's no good, like, they'll update it, and I'll give it a second go. I have plenty of games that I've done that to, and not had a hard time.
Near the end of every show, we do a toast. And if you guys want to toast with our official Gutter Nerds glass, Sarah will bring up the image right there. It is $15. And if you go to our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/gutternerds.
Little man.
Click the shop now button, and you can buy that, and I'll send it to you.
That shit
you can come back to us now. And if you don't, you can just grab a glass, grab a drink, and let us know if there's something that you want to toast on topic. What What are you toasting with?
I am toasting with that. This
I am also toasting with what you're toasting
Tuaca, which is the, again, vanilla citrus liqueur.
Hold that up to camera 2. And
this show brought to you by Tuaca Liqueur.
And like, we're not getting paid by these guys. I'm just giving them my solid endorsement. This shit
for sure
is
fantastic.
Why do you think I drink Jameson?
And
come on,
what are you two fellas toasting with?
I'm rehydrating the body today.
Right.
As am
Body's
I.
a temple.
The body is a temple.
Because you have an alcohol-induced headache, and my headache is induced by stress.
You said you were hungover.
I don't have a headache.
My headache is induced by the
stress of life.
The stress of life, and the rage of 1,000 burning suns today.
So what is your toast to, Charles?
My toast, I fucking fell in love with Warframe the moment I saw it, and I have watched over the past year and a half as Digital Extremes has just kept adding on and adding on and adding on. They are fully aware that they are under the watchful eye of gamers, and they are always holding themselves responsible and accountable to the things that they do to the game. They're constantly tweaking it. They have never stopped working on it. So, to you fine Canadian fuckers out there at Digital Extremes, I wish I had an alcoholic beverage because it's unlucky to toast with water.
We'll get the other ones in before we do the actual drinking.
Sure.
What's your toast?
I am toasting Ark in the same light that you are toasting Warframe. It's the apple of my eye, the dino that makes me soar. I love this game.
They do travel in packs.
They do move in nerds. Did you see that webcomic with the U-Haul and the Gallimimus? They're moving in nerds. They do move in nerds.
Well, it was an amalgamation of things I love, so wonderfully put together.
When you get moved, do you just want to have some Arc Nights where we do some non-PvP? People aren't going to fuck us, like maybe go kill some of the bigger...
I actually enjoyed the aspect of PvP. It made building stuff take time and a lot harder. I mean, the problem with PvE is that people build monstrosities that are just hideous. And then you can't, and I'm like, gross.
Were it not for PvP, we would not have the floating cube of war.
Yeah, that's true.
So my cheers is to Ark because pre-release did well.
What's your toast for the week, Cal?
My toast for the week is to survive longer than Steven every time I play with him on Battlegrounds Unknown.
Is that a hope?
That's a toast.
Can you toast to a hope?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm not going to veto your toast. I've just never.
The actual game,
you have my support.
A toast to the dream.
To the dream. To the dream of it, but to the game itself. To actually.
Wait, aren't you on my team?
Yes.
A toast to the team dream team.
You are my bait, Steven. I'm going to throw you out in the open.
Steven, go run over there. Thanks, bud.
Steven, you're his Zoe. Right. You're his little getting killed.
So Steven, go check out that building. Yes.
Game guy jumped to your defense. Said you can toast whatever you want. You're right. My toast is going to go to the Unlimited Saga beta because the Unlimited Saga beta made me not buy that game, and I thought about buying that game, and it sucked so fucking hard that I did not waste $50 on that.
So he did its job.
Fucking trash. So to the Unlimited Saga beta, to Ark, to the Warframe developers, and to the hope of staying alive longer than me in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Cheers.
Compay! I still downed it in one, my son.
Ooh.
Oh,
That is good.
Good.
That is good.
Hit your lips a second.
And the last thing before we go, guys, we're going to go to the can. What the can is, the fan can. It is random questions asked to us by people from social media, from public events. A lot of these are from Free Comic Book Day 2017.
Go follow us on Twitter or go follow us on our Facebook page. Leave a question for the fan can. Say it's for the fan can.
Yeah, you can interact with us on any of those social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. If you tweet us at Gutter Nerds, use the hashtag FanCan. I'll add it in here and we'll address it at the end of the podcast.
And obviously, keep it appropriate. But
you can ask us literally whatever you want.
Don't keep it appropriate.
Just
keep it anonymous.
I just won't read it if it's like racist or sexist.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I just won't read it out loud. Let's go to the next one. Oh, it's another riddle. Okay. We're going to start with Cal and Chuck's because you tend to get these instantly. Feed me and I live, yet give me a drink and I die. What am I?
No comments from the peanut gallery,
Is it
please.
on there, or can I read it?
You can read it. I don't know the answer.
Feed me and I live. Yeah, give me a drink and I die.
Calvin's ego.
Wow.
That one's stumping me.
That actually works.
It's
I'm going to come back on that one.
The more you drink, you're...
That's right. I don't know that one. Feed me and I live.
Yeah.
They give me a drink and I die. It's like sand.
What dies from water?
From water.
Oxygen?
What? H2O?
I guess there's oxygen in water, isn't there?
Buddy.
Well, forget. Let's go back and
I think I have an
that.
answer. I think I have an answer.
Okay, what do you think, Chuck?
Fire.
Okay.
Ooh. No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going with fire?
No, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, feed it wood. It grows bigger.
Does our producer know the answer to this one? No? Then our audience, yes, fire? Okay.
Well done, Chuck.
Yes. Well, good job. Good job.
I'm a smart man. Hey, you wanna get a freeze frame of our freeze frame, and we can get both of our faces in the shot this time?
Sure.
We can cut away from that too. All right, freeze frame. 3, 2, 1. Ah! Are you done?
This is the most awkward ending to a podcast I've ever had, guys. Thanks for coming by. If you guys haven't yet, follow us on our Twitch channel. Follow us on our social media. My name is Steven.
Papa C.
My name's Chuck.
That's Jonathan, and that's Chuck. And we'll see you guys next time.
I can't.
We pre-released this podcast
Early
and
access podcast.
Chuck froze.